This is another question. The question read, what process would you use to separate calcium ion and sodium ion in solution? So we have a solution containing calcium ion and we have sodium ion incorporated in the solution. So what process? So you have to identify the process. So there are several processes, one of which is EDTA, complexation reaction, or you could just say titration. So that could be used to identify or get to determine or analyze the presence of calcium. Now, but the major process you're going to use to separate calcium from sodium is by precipitation. So that's one way of answering the question. So now, how would you separate them is the question. So now, precipitation, we need a precipitating agent that can actually precipitate any of this. So we have a selective precipitating agent for calcium ion, and that precipitating agent is ammonium oxalate. Okay, now when this solution containing these two ions is treated with ammonium oxalate, ammonium oxalate, here is this, we have it, this can actually dissociate or break down into ions. That's the ionic form of the ammonium oxalate. So this is what we'll have added to this solution. Now, calcium ion will react with this. So when calcium ion reacts with this, definitely, so we are going to have calcium oxalate plus the ammonium ion. Anyways, we have this, but definitely this is a precipitate. So that means in the presence of ammonium oxalate, which is the precipitating agent for calcium oxalate will be produced. Now, remember we have sodium ion in solution. Now, sodium carbonate, let's assume, the sodium ion is soluble. So in the presence of sodium carbonate, so I'm only taking sodium carbonate because sodium carbonate is a soluble salt. Okay, so in the presence of soluble carbonate, which is in the solution, I'm taking that for an instance. So this calcium oxalate can further react with the sodium carbonate, which contains the sodium ion in solution, to give you calcium carbonate. As you can see, calcium carbonate, then sodium oxalate. You can see this is what you're going to have. Now, calcium carbonate is an insoluble salt. Now, you all know what we do to insoluble salt. We all just filter it off and weigh it. In that way, sodium ion still remains in the solution. Okay, which you can actually, if you want, you evaporate and get your salt. Okay, so but this is an insoluble salt. So in this way, you get to filter off the insoluble portion, which is the calcium carbonate, and weigh. So this is how you get to separate solution containing calcium ion and sodium ion. Thanks for watching.